Welcome to another episode of Class Haven Farms. So what do we got going on today? Well, today I guess I'll get you guys caught up because it's been a while since I've done a video. So I'll take you guys around, do some of the chores that we have here this morning, and I'll show you some of the projects and things we have going on here on the farm. So stay tuned. Come on, Rube, let's go. So it's definitely been a couple weeks since I've done a video. I don't know about you guys, but the weather here has just been off the hook crazy. It's either raining or it's ridiculously windy on all the days that I've had off. So as some of you, just looks like most of you, you have a full-time job, and then I have to work a bunch of part-time jobs in order to pay for everything. So if this is your first time here at the channel, my name is Andy. This is Class Haven Farms, and what I have here is I have a single dad homestead. So it's just me. Almost 3 years ago, I started this journey of separation and divorce and all that. And from that separation and divorce, you know, a lot of things changed. I moved out of my house, the house that I was married in, and actually moved into my camper in my sister's backyard and lived in that for a while, and then ended up having to find a rental, moved into the rental and was in the rental for a good bit. And then we got farther along in the process of the divorce and going through settlements and stuff like that. I ended up coming into this place. What some of you don't know, and some of you do, when I moved here, or before I moved here, I had to rip the bathroom out, rip the kitchen out. You know, there was just a lot of work that needed to be done in this house. And I spent about 2 months living in a rental. So I had my rental that I was paying, and then 2 months of owning this place and having to pay a mortgage. But I couldn't move in right away because I had to get the house up to a certain standard before the kids could move in here with me. So with that being said, moving in here meant, you know, I bought this house that had no heat and AC, no central air. I had baseboard heat, no air conditioning, so I got window units still. But something that I had to make a decision on was, how am I going to heat this house? Well, window units I can afford. This house had baseboard heat, so baseboard heat was not an option because the electricity bill and all that was just going to eat me alive. So what I decided was, I put a indoor furnace in the house, and so I primarily heat the house with firewood, which a lot of you know, but those of you that are new don't. So obviously I got to spend a good bit of time processing wood, getting wood here. I was lucky I had a tree service drop some of this stuff off. Now people may look at this and say, God, why would you even want to mess with that? Well, one, it was free and somebody brought it to me, so I didn't have to go get it. It also gave me some straight pieces like this, which will bring me to my next topic. As I said, I have to work a lot of part-time jobs in order to pay for everything. I mean, I had to take 7 credit cards out to make this house work. Everything that I had to do, like I had the bathroom on one credit card that was 0%. I had the kitchen on a different credit card that was 0%. So I had to take out a bunch of different things. So I have to work the extra jobs in order to pay for everything. Now, the good thing about YouTube, and I've gotten to the point where I'm monetized now, but you don't make a whole lot of money off of YouTube making videos and from the ad content. So I teamed up with this company, MechMaxx, and got this chipper and did a video on this. So if you're interested in this, I'll link that video up here at the top. But I started working with them and started having links and commissions and doing things like that. And that's really helped out. And as I said, I got some of those pieces from the tree service company. So let me show you guys some of the stuff that I've been doing and why I haven't had time to put videos together for you. So with the weather being the way it was, and most of my content being stuff that I do outside, it's been hard for me to make a video because, as I said, my days off, it was downpouring and raining, and the days that it was nice, I was working. So one of the things that I've been working on you can see I got a frame here, and some of you may have saw the YouTube short video that I did, but MechMaxx has started releasing some sawmills. So I ended up making a purchase, which, you know, it was really hard for me to make this purchase. One, because of the amount of money that I already have going out. Like, do I really want to try to tackle on another project? But at the same time, I've been looking at sawmills for a while because they can really help me out here, especially when it comes to maybe redoing the barn or building the mobile egg coop. Instead of having to go out and buy lumber, I can start to maybe process and make my own lumber and 2x4s and things like that for here on the property. So I ended up picking up the 26-inch sawmill from MechMaxx. Now, obviously, you can see I'm still in the assembly process of this. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start putting this head together. I will need probably one or two of my neighbors to come over and give me a hand to set that on the frame. As you can see right now, I have this on this 16-foot equipment trailer, but this is not going to stay on this equipment trailer, because something else that I had the foresight to see ahead of time was I have this old boat trailer frame. Now, this boat trailer frame actually came from my brother-in-law, and he was going to get rid of it because he picked up a new one. And I told him, I said, hey man, don't get rid of that, because eventually I would like to pick up a sawmill and maybe I could make a frame out of this and make a platform up, and then I could put the sawmill on this. So that is the plan. But there are some boards that I'm going to need that I don't have right now that I can make on that for myself instead of going out and spending the money. But it's just been really hard because, as I said, working a regular job, working part-time and overtime, and then, having the kids. And I'm coaching the Chicken Whisperers baseball team again this spring. So this will be the third spring that I've coached this team. So it's, you have 24 hours in a day. How are you going to make those 24 hours work? And then while doing all of that, I have Miss Lily, who decided, hey girl, can you sit real quick? Lily, sit. Good girl. I have Miss Lily that decided to go out and get herself hurt one morning before I had to go into work. And then she had to get stitches and all kinds of other stuff because she wanted to jump on something and slice the back of her leg wide open. So obviously a trip to the emergency room vet in order to get some stitches and things done. And now you can see I had to make a makeshift little splint up here so Miss Ding Dong here won't be digging into her stitches and getting into it. And as I say some of this, some of you are like, yeah, okay, that's the world that I live in too, right? Yeah, you're right. I mean, we all do. So for those of you that have been wondering where I've been, this is some of the stuff that's been going on, right? Now, while I have been busy and some things like videos had gotten shorted out on, one thing that didn't get shorted out on was taking care of the animals, trying to keep up with stuff around here. So as you can see, and I'll walk you down here in a second, the Chicken Whisperer and I moved the goats last weekend when he was with me. He was a huge help helping me get the goats moved. And, we're continuing to work them up this path to try to clear this old tractor path out so that we can widen it out to eventually start bringing hay equipment and all of that down through here. What are you doing, guys? Huh? There's some there. Here, right here, Myth. Here you go, Myth. So these guys have been on here for a couple days, and as you can see, if you look outside the fence, there's all that green. Well, they've already chewed all that up. They've started working on some of the bark and stuff in here. So they're doing exactly what I need them to do. And if I walk down here without slipping, because we've had a bunch of rain, it rained a lot yesterday. Hopefully it doesn't rain anymore today. But you guys can see the last video, and I'll link that up here at the top, was what I did probably about 6 weeks ago in here. And they just crushed it. I mean, absolutely crushed it. If you guys follow us on Facebook and Instagram, that was the big Christmas tree that I brought in. You probably saw that video if you follow us on Instagram. If not, go check us out on Instagram. You can see me bringing that Christmas tree in a couple weeks ago, and they absolutely destroyed it. So, it would have been good to take videos and stuff of this for you guys to see, but to be perfectly honest with you, that time that Chicken Whisperer and I spend moving the goats into here, that was just kind of time that I wanted to have for him and I. And, sometimes it's, they're just kids. They're not going to be little forever. So while it's cool to record it, don't get me wrong, it is really neat when I go back and watch, like when Ethel was sitting on her eggs, one of the first series of videos that I did when I started this channel. It's cool to watch, see how small the Chicken Whisperer was, how little the Lily Tamer was and all that stuff. But there are a lot of times where I just try to have my time with my kids because, I don't have them all the time. It's almost a 50-50. So, just, it was a little bit more important to me that he was out here with a hatchet and an axe cutting all of these big trees down. Big trees, but he said they were big, but all these trees here, he cut all those down, those little hatchet, because he wanted something to do and he wanted to help his dad, right? As I've been out here kind of doing some of my chores and getting stuff ready, I'm trying to come up with my game plan for today. So this morning, I had to take the Lily Tamer back to her mom. So obviously I didn't want to be working on the sawmill and doing that. I have thought about working on a sawmill, but I do have a limited amount of time before I have to leave again to go to a doctor's appointment later today. So I think what the game plan is going to be is I want to get back to splitting some of this wood here. So I want to try to get this all cleaned up because I want to move the chickens down over here so they can get in here and start tearing all this up and kind of clean it up for me. But that kind of got me thinking, we had a lot of rain in the last 2 days here, so I don't want to bring the 790 over here with the IBC totes and trying to drive those loaded through the yard because I'm going to rut the yard up. So what I have been noticing is that one nice thing about this Vevor ATV cart is that when I use this to move firewood and stuff around, I don't tend to rut the yard up as much. You guys have all really seemed to like this video, or just people on YouTube in general, because I think they're looking at it. They see these things on sale on the Vevor company, and of course Facebook and all that. They're like plastered with this stuff as far as advertisement goes. So as some of you know, we are an affiliate of the Vevor company, and I picked this up. I have had a lot of people making purchases using the links in my description, which there's a link to this, there's a link for the MechMaxx company, all that stuff. And I just want to say this, I don't know if this is going to get out to everybody, but I want to thank you guys very much for clicking those links and making purchases. I know MechMaxx, I get a 5% off discount. So if you use the code Andrew 5% off, you get 5% through the MechMaxx company. But Vevor or Vivor, whatever, however they pronounce it, because I've had some people tell me I'm pronouncing it wrong, and I don't really know. They don't give me a discount code for this. So those of you that have used my link to make a purchase of this, like, I really do appreciate it, because as I told you guys, and it's tight for everybody. I'm not just saying that it's me, but when you're a single parent and you're trying to do everything, and I mean, you're paying child support and you're trying to cover your own expenses and stuff, I can't really spend money on this channel. And if I do, I have to be really cautious with it. Like, I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, the sawmill, the chipper, all that stuff, like that was a big decision that I have to make. Why is somebody calling me now? I never have the ringer on. My mom's calling me, so I'm gonna put her on YouTube that she's calling me, but I'll call her back. So Mom, when you watch this, just know you were calling me in the middle of recording. But I just want to say thanks to everybody that makes purchases, because as I said, buying that sawmill, buying the chipper, the chipper we'll use because we use wood chips in our compost and things like that. And I have a lot of stuff to clean up here. All that stuff there with the goats where we just moved them off of. We'll be using the chipper to chip all that up. The sawmill, obviously I said it's going to come in handy here for me later, but it's still an upfront purchase that I need to make. And which means, that's going to cut into some of the part-time money that I have to make in order to pay for everything. But when you guys click on these links and do that stuff, it really helps me outside. I don't know if everybody's going to see this. I just want to say thanks, because I'm not a big channel. I'm just a single dad trying to do all this by myself. And when you guys do that, even if it's, $10 here or $15 there on a commission, like, I really appreciate it. So let me go ahead. I'm going to grab the 790, get that down here, get the splitter down here, and we're going to get some of these rounds split up. So that is the game plan for today. That's how much wood I got out of just those 2 big pieces of cherry. Don't take much. That's why a lot of times, man, I like getting the big wood from people, because it gives me a lot more. Now, I have had some of you that have contacted me and said, man, you cut your pieces too big. I wouldn't cut my firewood that big. Well, right now, all of this wood is going into my indoor wood furnace next year. And something that an old timer once taught me, yeah, you want about a year to season your wood before it's ready to burn. But as he said, if you can get it split before Easter, then it should be good for you to burn, because the summer months, as many of you know, are the best time to dry your wood out. Get it out there in the spring and summer months. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here and keep rolling on what I got going on today. Plan on doing a lot more videos this weekend because I don't have the kids this weekend, and I'm actually not working as much as I normally would. So I do plan on getting the MechMaxx Sawmill put together. So those of you that are interested, make sure you subscribe so you can follow us along if you're not already. And just to reiterate, I want to thank everybody that has been clicking on links and making purchases. You know, with you guys doing that, it actually is giving me the hope that I might actually be able to do something out of this YouTube channel and kind of help build what I want to do with this, you know, single dad homestead here. So as always, if you like this kind of stuff, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.